What's up, y'all? Wallamoose here, and sorry it's been so long. I'm currently transitioning to a new job, but that's going well, so I should be back on schedule now. Now, in today's video, we're going to be going over Etsy and some tips that can help you improve your store. But before we begin, my name is Josh, aka Wallamoose, and I post here on YouTube once a week with videos regarding digital business and lifestyle. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe. I'd love to have you along for the ride. Alrighty, so we're here in Etsy, and for this video, we're going to be going over general tips in different categories. So the first one I'm going to talk about is your listing titles. So let's jump over here to one of my listings, this emergency binder printable. Now, when you title your listings, there's a lot of debate whether you should keyword stuff or not. Keyword stuff as in putting a whole bunch of keywords back to back in your titles. You'll see a lot of people do it, and I personally do it. I don't know one way or the other way which is better, but what is important is the first keyword in your title. So mine is emergency binder printable. You want to make sure that the first keyword in your title is the most important. Now, if you don't know which keyword is the best, I'm going to quickly plug a tool that I really like to use called Allura. You can be found at allura.io. I'll put a link in the description below, but they have a keyword finder where you can search keywords and see how much traffic that keyword gets. And so you can know which is the most important to put at the beginning of your title. But the reason for this is because your title is not going to be in the URL, only the first keyword. So as you can see, etsy.com/listing, emergency binder printable, and then the first few words of the second keyword. But that is the keyword in the URL, which means Etsy puts the most emphasis on that keyword, and it's most likely to rank whenever that is searched as opposed to any of the other keywords in my title. Now, in addition to that, I would also recommend putting this keyword at least 2 or 3 to 5 times within your entire listing. So once in your title, once in your description, and then once in your tags. So that's 3 minimum. If you want more than that, or if you can fit more than that, that'd be awesome. But that's a really good way to rank for that specific keyword. Now, one quick disclaimer is I'm not guaranteeing that if you use this keyword in that manner that you're going to rank automatically. There are a bunch of people doing the same thing, and for very competitive niches, it may be more difficult to rank, but if you're in a smaller niche, you can be pretty confident that doing that method will help you in the search results. Which leads me into my next point, which is the Etsy search engine. So I'm going to search for something, a squid game tracksuit. Of course, that's trending right now. But Etsy in itself is a search engine, which means people put in a query of what they want, and Etsy shows out of all the listings on their platform what is most relevant to that query. So using keywords and different descriptors tells Etsy exactly when to show it in the search results. But given that, Etsy wants to make money for itself and it wants people hooked on the platform. So they're not going to show listings that don't have a lot of sales, that don't have a lot of traffic regardless. So it may be kind of discouraging getting started, but just trust me, if you stick with it, you can be successful on Etsy. It just takes a lot of time and upfront effort. So Etsy as a search engine is going to show products that have a history of getting sales, have a history of people being interested in it. Maybe there's a lot of searches for it, a lot of trending topics that revolve around this product, or if your store as a whole ships off really quickly. Those are all going to be very key factors in getting your searches shown. One very important one is free shipping. So as you can see, the first 3 listings and then these 2 down here offer free shipping. Granted, these are ads, but Etsy really wants free shipping for their customers because it's a better customer experience. So there's only 2 without it, 1 right there. So very little of these have no free shipping. So I would probably recommend you having free shipping as well. And another way to stand out from the crowd is having competitive pricing. So if you'll notice, a lot of these are kind of across the board. This entire tracksuit is $120. This one's $44, $29, $54. So the price ranges are kind of varied with this. The t-shirts are obviously cheaper, but you want to let me look at a better example. These are kind of all over the place. Craftan patterns, I don't know what that is, but we're going to click on it. There we go. So these prices are all kind of similar. They're within $10 to $15 of each other. When you're pricing things out in your store, do a search for other products in your niche or other products like you're selling and see what competitive prices are. I would recommend pricing your products kind of around that, if not cheaper, if you have a good profit margin and can offer cheaper prices, because people are most likely to buy the cheaper of the product. If there's 2 similar products, they're most likely to go with the cheaper one. If it's same quality, same design, same general idea. So one good way to really stand out from the crowd is offer cheaper prices if you can. So my next tip deals around holiday and seasonal items. So I would really recommend creating new products around seasonal or trending topics just because there's a spike in traffic. Obviously around Christmas time and around this time, people are going to search for Christmas related products, and so there is a spike in traffic. So I would recommend, no matter what niche you're in, having trending products that relate to the seasonal times. However, one very important thing I want you to note is if we go to our listings, there's a section where we can input tags or keywords. Let me go to one real quick. So down here at the bottom. So these tags, if you have a seasonal item, I would recommend using seasonal tags. However, if you have, let's say, something that could be a Christmas gift, but really could be sold all year round, maybe like something like tools where people would buy all year round, but you want to say like, hey, it's also a Christmas gift as well. I would not recommend for that one having seasonal tags and then changing every so often. Because let's say you are selling a tool and you're like, hey, I'm going to change these all to Christmas tags to get in the Christmas traffic. And then Father's Day rolls around and you're like, hey, I'm going to change all these to Father's Day tags and so on and so on. And you keep changing your tags. It's going to confuse Etsy about what you're actually selling. So I would recommend never changing these tags. And if you do, maybe like once or twice every so often. But instead, if you have an item that is all year round, but you want to sell it seasonally, create a new listing specifically. Can you see my puppy right there? He just poked his head in. Create a new listing specifically for like a Christmas related tool or a gift related tool for that season. And this helps because the more products you add to your store, the more likely you are to pop up in search engines, and it doesn't confuse Etsy. So you're able to kind of a win-win situation where you take advantage of the seasonal topics, but you also have that product that can be sold year round. And then my final tip is the Etsy algorithm can be very, very finicky, and you may find yourself like, I personally, I sell printables, and so obviously around the beginning of school time, I get a spike in traffic, and then it kind of dies off a couple months later. And so it's kind of a roller coaster whether I get sales or not using just SEO, or like organic search methods. So it can be very frustrating, and if you're doing this as like a full-time job as your sole thing of income, you definitely don't want to rely on the algorithm. So what I would recommend is start creating different streams of traffic that feed to your Etsy store. So whether it be Facebook, and you have a page like this, and you like link to your products, or Instagram, Pinterest is very popular on Etsy, and if you can manage, TikTok is very popular as well. So I would recommend starting building these alternate streams of traffic, and then over time build your audience so you can rely on that audience and your own growth as opposed to just solely relying on the algorithm. This also helps if you link products into your Facebook page or social media. Sorry, my dogs are being super loud and fighting. I hope you can't hear them too loud. This helps if you link to products and you see this link right here. It takes me directly to my Etsy product. This creates something I like to call as like link juice, but it's more formally known as backlinks. So the more backlinks you have, which is essentially a backlink is anything across the web that links to your store is a backlink. And the more backlinks you have, the better of a chance you have of Etsy showing your listings within a search engine. Because Etsy, again, it's a search engine like any other. If you have a blog, if you have more backlinks, Google is going to show it more likely just because it builds up your domain authority and authority in your Etsy store, showing that it's reliable and it's reputable and a lot of people are searching for it across the web. So even though you're creating the links yourself, the more you can get people talking and the more backlinks you can create, the better your store is going to do overall. So start building up those alternate streams of traffic, and over time it's going to be really effective. Now with this, it takes a lot of time to build up. Obviously, it's not easy to build a social account, especially on Facebook and Instagram, but if you start now, you can have success in a couple months from now. So that's a few tips. I hope it helps your Etsy store. I hope it helps you grow, and hope some of them was new, maybe an eye-opener. But if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I'll post other videos to Etsy tips in the description of this video. And again, if you want to check out Allura, check the link in the description. It's an excellent tool for keyword research. And if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.